Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 73,
73
of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Winter Garden, Florida.
Yeah, and they're still open in their current Winter Garden location, but moving soon. Still moving. They're in the
and
process.
Not too far from Costco,
yes,
I think.
That'll be good for you.
And Maple Leaf Tickets in Kissimmee, Florida.
Right, our official ticket agency. They have the best deals on tickets in town. You want to check them out.
And we're first going to talk about, it's sort of a last-minute entry here.
Entry. Last night at midnight, this news came out direct from the D23 Tokyo Disney Expo.
Yes, and they actually showed concept art and model for Avatar Land.
Yeah, there's Mr. Tom Staggs, James Cameron, and Joe Rohde looking at one of the models.
And why didn't they do this 2 months ago here?
Perhaps it wasn't ready.
I don't believe that.
What do we have here?
I believe these people are walking through Pandora.
Yeah, the Pandora.
I don't remember anything about Pandora. I saw the movie once.
Unfortunately for me, the movie was a one-watch wonder. I mean, I don't have any connection at all to the movies, but it doesn't mean we won't enjoy this.
The concept art is gorgeous and much nicer than I thought it would be.
Right. Now, this one is sort of like Soarin', the current Soarin', but it'll be more modern technology. Likely it'll be in 3D and, updated. A lot of CGI, I guess. So it should be
well, it can't be real.
Well, that's true. Well, when we talked to Joe Rohde, he said he was at Pandora doing research.
We did
so
an interview
they could do some real footage. I don't think they allow cameras there. And this is sort of a boat ride. It looks like a Pirates of the Caribbean type boat. So if it's a boat ride through Pandora with the bioluminescence rainforest that we hear about, that would be very cool.
I don't even know what that means, but it looks nice.
This is the really, really cool thing, though, the nighttime show.
Well, I have been wanting Disney's Animal Kingdom to have a nighttime show forever.
And this would have, it would combine live music, floating lanterns, water screens, animal imagery, just a ton of stuff they mentioned. It looks amazing.
But do you think that's 2017 along with Avatar? Are they coming out at the same time?
I don't know. I mean, it's again, like you said, 2017 is when the stuff would open, but I don't know if it probably won't all open.
I have no idea. I just know Avatar 2017.
And another thing we should mention is they will have the nighttime version of the Kilimanjaro safaris. Right. So I think that would be very, very cool.
I am looking forward to it, but I can't believe it's going to be a 21-year-old park when it finally becomes an evening park also.
Right. I mean, it definitely needs it.
I'm going to be ARP. I told Jeff this.
I will also be ARP. or pre-ARP. Well, close to ARP.
I realized that last night. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be so old.
So a lot of exciting news, and it's good timing because last week I signed up and won the limited time magic offering, a tour of Disney's Expedition Everest by an Imagineer.
Two Imagineers.
Two Imagineers, actually. Just Monday they had two.
And one of them is named Joan Hartwig. She's an art director and creative director and has been there for over 20 years.
Right, and she's talking now. She's the one in the black.
And Colleen also is an Imagineer, and she's working on the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. She's very big into rock work.
Yeah,
that's
she is a rock work expert, and she knows. She's very good with telling about the details, even as far as looking at the ground. How it all tells a story. As with anything with Imagineering, everything has a backstory, and this tour was really all about the backstory. So we learned. I mean, this temple here seems. If you notice how it sort of looks like the peak of Everest there when you see it together. We learned that wasn't an accident. They plan all these things.
I hadn't even thought about it.
Yeah, so you'll have to watch. You will have to watch the full video.
There's another non-working Yeti.
Yes. Well, we tried not to talk about
I
did not bring that up. Somebody else brought it up, but I was not about to start.
And nobody knows anything, so
yeah, nobody knows anyway, so it doesn't matter.
This
is another thing we learned about though is these prayer flags, but I'm not going to tell it. You must watch to get the story of the prayer flags, but there's meaning to this too. Meaning to everything.
I think that Disney's Animal Kingdom Park is one of the most detailed park, probably the most detailed park of all four. At least that's what I feel.
And it's always fun to experience it through a designer, somebody who helped, because they were working on it when it first opened, and that's what you hear a lot of was what went into it, the design, how the challenges of finding all these things, and of course they worked with Joe Rohde, and we also talked about of all things, Avatar Land. Just a coincidence. I had asked, does Joe ever come into the park? And they mentioned how, yes, he does come into the park, and he is currently, one of them will currently be working on the Avatar Land project. So a lot going into that. And now it's announced. It was not announced at that time.
And only 10 guests could have gone on the tour, but about half of that showed up.
Oh, right. Thanks for reminding me. On the first tour on Monday, it was 10 signed up and only 5 showed up, and I think it was similar throughout the week. So if you're going to sign up for one of these things, I think you should go.
Next week I'm doing the castles of Fantasyland. I got chosen for that. I slept in Cinderella's castle in 2007, and I wrote an article about that, and we'll talk about that next week too.
Well, I'm very excited that you got in. It'll be interesting to see what you have to say after 6 years, the 6 years since you've been there, what kind of changes, if any, were there. I know it was Christmas time when you were there, so they had the tree, but I guess that was about it.
And I wish they could make it bigger, because with 6 adults, it was very cramped. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as far as the tour.
Well, you'll have a tour of 25 people,
yes.
Maybe. Hopefully they'll break it up. So, well, anyway, next week, check back, and we'll have plenty more on that. Also, last week, we were able to check out the Limited Time Magic chalk art at Downtown Disney, although it was also decorated for Halloween time.
Right, and this is actually one of my favorites. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I just call it the demon. But I just thought that the depth demon on it was really awesome.
Well, these are sort of our top 5. This is one of my favorites, maybe my favorite of all. It's the 3D Aladdin Genie.
And I really like this one too. I tried to take a picture of you, on the carpet, but I didn't quite understand.
Look, there I am.
I know, but I'm supposed to try to get you on the carpet, and I didn't work out.
We didn't get the idea. Now, this is another one that is a favorite of ours.
This is probably, that's might be my favorite with Walt and Mickey.
Right. And this is an honorable mention. It was a tribute to Tim Burton.
Yes, and I liked all the little details in there.
More 3D. I love the 3D.
I do
too. The 3D
too.
effect is really cool. And there's Captain Hook and TikTok.
And I didn't think that these would be all that great, the chalk art. So it was like, chalk art, but they did such a fantastic job.
We have never seen the chalk art before. I know I've never
seen
it before.
Not like this. I've seen chalk art, but I've not seen it like this.
This coming up is my favorite. It's Mickey dressed in a Tron outfit, kind of coming out of the ground, and you can see the grid down there.
And again, that's the depth that I personally like. It really feels like he's going down,
Amazing stuff. If we can squeeze it in during the Festival of the Masters, we will be there.
And Pleasure Island is now a walkway to the marketplace.
Yes, it has become a walkway. Very sad.
And there's all kinds of new shirts.
I love this.
This is the front and the back. Mickey's on the front. Looks like it says the original, but then you see that Oswald is actually holding the original sign.
Right. Very, very, very nice. Very funny.
And this is also a front and back. You see Mickey, but then on the back you see that
Pluto wants to go to the. I'm sure that's what the designer had in mind.
And then Chip and Dale have stolen
his pistachio ice cream. Yes, that looks like something that would happen to us.
And then again, front and back, you have Grumpy.
Yeah, and Dopey pulling his beard.
Yes.
So a lot of good merchandise.
These are my favorite new shirts.
So that was the latest at Downtown Disney, but they still will have the Halloween decorations to come.
And I believe more chalk art during Festival of the Masters in November.
Right. If we can squeeze it in, we will be there. So the other day, we also had a chance to go to Epcot.
Right. We did kind of a little Epcot day for about 5 hours.
And we had previously programmed some Fast Passes with our Magic Bands.
And Test Track ended up being down. I ended up receiving an email saying, you can do any of these.
Right. So when we got in there, we checked it out, and we were able to go on any of those attractions at any time.
But we did none of them.
We did none of them. This is only for research
right.
purposes.
We're just showing everybody.
But it's interesting to know that they do that for you. Oh, I love that. That's the new calendar.
I never liked the calendars, but that one sort of had a Mary Blair feel to it.
So we went over to Norway because we wanted to check out where the new meet and greet is going to be for Frozen. But we also wanted to show the ride, the Maelstrom ride. There's been a few changes, mainly going down into the water here. We noticed this when we went on with our friend Martin Smith last month.
Right, and actually with Nathan's kids also, they have like big waves, and I guess it started at the very beginning when they first...
This is that second wave that surprises you.
Right, it was like, oh my gosh, what's that? But I guess they must have had it when the ride first started, but they haven't had it in many years.
It hasn't worked in years. According to Martin, it has not worked since the ride opened shortly after.
So you'll notice it's almost like a scary wave.
Yeah,
like,
that surprise
oh my gosh,
wave. If you're like us and you've been been on it many times, you don't expect that second wave to come and blast you from the back. So something to check out if you haven't done it in a while.
And there's the Stave Church. They're going to have some, I don't know if it's going to be frozen artwork,
I
some
believe
kind
so.
of displays,
I believe
just like at Disney's Hollywood Studios,
it'll be a display of frozen art. This is where the meet and greet's actually going to be
for Elsa and
in
Anna.
the Puffin's Roost there.
And again, we were told maybe in a week or so, but it's supposed to actually be like November, so we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, they'll probably open it early, but we'll see. I'm sort of demonstrating how to get into the store. It's very difficult. All you have is this door, which really one person can fit in or out at a time. And as you can see, they have the wall up where the meet and greet will enter into the store. And of course, frozen merchandise already. Plenty of it.
Right, and you have the other princesses also merchandise, but I like the moose. Is my favorite of the plush. Do
we know the name of the moose?
I don't know the name of the moose.
I do not know.
I know
do we
Elsa
know the
and
name?
Anna.
What about the snowman? Do we know the name of the snowman?
I
know Elsa and Anna too.
I have known it, but I can't think of it right now because I just don't remember.
We did not plan wisely.
It's okay. We don't have to know it this second.
We'll know it fully when we discuss it after the.
I'm looking forward to Frozen, and it'll be interesting to see how the meet and greet. How they do the meet and greet.
I can't wait. I think it's going to be another big movie, big film for them. So I'm looking forward to it. And that moose you speak of, I think he's coming up.
Well,
there he is.
He's like $21.95, and the snowman is like $17.95. So I think if you're just based on
both.
Right, if you weighed that much plush, on a scale, I think you get more moose instead of the snowman.
More moose?
Yes,
moose
the moose
for your
is
money?
like double the size, but only $4 more.
So that's what we've learned from this whole thing. More moose
for the money.
Remember that. Frozen, more moose for the money.
True.
Also true, we went to the Germany because every year I like to have a nice German sausage.
Right.
At the
And somebody on my Twitter said, you're not going to post those photos, are you? But
well, there it is. It's actually roast bratwurst for $5. I think, look at the size of that sausage.
It is huge.
I mean, it is growing out of that bun.
And I was going to say, we met Marianne and Tim also, who watch this show right here.
Yes, and they helped with the process of checking out the sausage. It was juicy and delightful.
Well, you always like the German sausages.
Yes. There's the village we just briefly saw.
Right, but there's not as much at the German train station as usual.
Right, not yet. So over here at Hops and Barley, we had the Craisin's bread pudding, which was really good.
I think Marianne and Tim told us about this.
And the Rogue Chocolate Stout beer, which was
Did you like that?
It was awesome. I will find it in a store if possible and have it here in the house.
I don't like beer at all, so
you would not like that.
No, but
it's a porter, but it was very good. Chocolate porter.
The bread pudding though was absolutely delicious.
Craisin bread pudding. Mm-hmm. So I like that they actually incorporated the craisin into the bread pudding.
And look at that. I mean, it really.
I'm getting hungry
I
again.
know.
We have not eaten.
We don't. We just are doing a little bit at a time with the Food and Wine Festival, so it's not like $100 flying out of our pocket at one time.
Now it was our lucky day because we had gone up to the Chase Lounge because we just wanted to get a beverage, look out the window at the beautiful views, and also just to show you, they have charging stations, so if you need to charge your phone, all that. But when we were up there was a surprise.
And we were talking to Amy for a long time, and then all of a sudden we were about to walk out, and they were like, "Would you like a free beer or wine?"
Yes,
and we
Amy
said yes.
Keys is our good luck charm.
We said
good luck
yes.
charm. I'm glad we talked to her because we were given. This is the best fast pass ever, right here. Free beer and wine. Anything free at Epcot is a good thing. Yes, and I had the free beer. But yeah, it was really nice. Everybody that's in there at the time gets the beverage, even if you're waiting in line.
And this happens like Tuesday through Thursday or something like that for about a half hour or less.
And the regular price would have been $6.50 for the beer or $8 for the wine. So I thought it was very nice. And here's what they look like if they are not opened.
And it was really a nice surprise. We were again on our way out. You were like, let's just get another soda.
And also that Heritage Books has moved.
Yes, well, it's actually in the store, and they seem to be doing a lot better now that they always seem to be busy. We're going to go talk to them.
They're so busy, we never even were able to get to talk to them. We didn't want to bother them. They're doing business, so that's good for them.
We had an email from the owner, so we went to go check it out.
We also checked out the France Pavilion because you wanted to try these.
Well, I went to go get a baguette, but they also have these macarons. I think that's how you say it.
Macaroons.
Not macaroons.
Macarons?
I think it's macarons.
I don't know.
When I was in Paris, and I've been there 4 times, I don't remember seeing them ever.
Macarons? Macarons?
Yes, and it's $10.33. I thought they were like 5 something, but you only get 5.
It just teaches you to not look at the price.
They were very good.
I have to say, at first I thought it was very expensive, but when we tried them last night, oh boy. And they were all different. I did not get to try the blue one, by the way. How was the blue one?
It was good.
Yeah, that tells me a lot.
It was
good.
It blueberry? They were all good.
Blueberry?
No, I don't know what it was. I didn't think about that.
Well, it was wonderful what I had. Also, we went to Greece, and we had the chicken gyro.
And that... Now, all you see is lettuce, and I'm thinking, okay, well...
I see more than lettuce. I see chicken.
Yes, but the chicken it's actually a good-sized piece of chicken. I thought, okay, well, there's lettuce all over it, so that means there's probably no chicken under there.
Where's the chicken?
But there was actually quite a bit of chicken.
Right. Oh, boy. It was another good thing. We were starting to get full, but of course, we went into the store.
We didn't buy Toblerone.
No, we didn't. But it's a Christmas. They already have Christmas candies and other Christmas items in there.
This is I'm trying to remember which of the shops, but it's right after the Greece booth. Those two shops.
It's the one on the right looking at World Showcase.
And this is actually right now has so many great items in it. So definitely stop by.
Like that Haunted Mansion wine stopper.
And then we went to Scotland.
Scotland, yes. Scotland is new this year. So
and we
of course,
got everything.
We said, just give me everything. And they started to give me every drink, too. I said, no, just
drinks.
Not every drink. So, they're quick to serve.
And you had the salmon.
Yes.
And we shared
and
the haggis.
And the tart.
Right, but I don't eat salmon, so you like that, though.
Well, I will talk about the salmon. You make me a lot of salmon. You're a very good cook, and you know how I like my salmon. I have to say... This salmon gives you a run for the money.
Well, I just throw the salmon into the... Well, I don't do anything with the salmon except
it was
put it in the
fantastic.
oven.
And the accompaniment was good. It was a different type of potato they had there.
I didn't like the potato as much for that one.
Here is the haggis.
And it sort of tasted to me like stuffing.
It was very different.
I actually liked it, but I didn't love it. But it went well with the mashed potatoes.
I liked it, and I would get it again. And it was very filling for the price too. Overall, I would recommend that.
And you had not had this. Is it called a banoffee tart? Something like that. It's as soon as you open it up though, it's like liquid, and it again you like that, right?
Yes, I would get the three-peat. I would go and get all three again. I think it comes out to being like $10 or $11 for all three, and that could be a quick meal. Something quick at the festival if you want. So I recommend that. Oh, new T-shirts. A couple new T-shirts at Epcot, and this one was very cute. The hat's required. And the second one, I didn't really understand. It sort of looks like a Mickey bar that's melting, but, there's no stick. So I'm not sure. The stick melted away. But it was an absolutely picture-perfect, beautiful day at Epcot. So beautiful. Right now it's so great here. And that's another week. There will be plenty to come next week with your castle tour and all the other stuff going on. Thanks to our sponsors, Theme Park Connection, Winter Garden, Florida. And Maple Leaf Tickets in Kissimmee, Florida. And thanks to all our listeners and viewers, and we'll see you all next week. Have a great week.